if we're not careful, the Windsor, what's it called? The fragmentation framework. It's so difficult to remember this term. The Windsor framework. If we're not careful, the Windsor framework will dissolve into, well, I was going to say dissolve into song. I don't think that's likely to happen somehow, despite all my efforts. I think it's more likely to dissolve into a lot of acronyms, or it's going to dissolve into a lot of misery for individual groups if it doesn't work. If it works, it may be rather good. But I'm actually, even if it works, can you imagine? Can you imagine Jacob Rees-Mogg, JRM, as a sort of purloining sausages, purloining Irish sausages and bringing them across the border with their EU regulations, or swapping them with UK sausages? You know, JRM is a CSS, a closet sausage smuggler of an ERG type, and he's probably got a DUP to boot. I was going to make some strange reference to Masons, but I suspect as a committed Catholic, JRM is definitely not a Mason. But I would, but Rees-Mogg, not Rees-Mogg, Rishi Sunak would say that Northern Ireland is now an MEZ, a most exciting zone, and he says he's making a hugely positive difference to the people of Northern Ireland. And actually, now we're hearing the feedback from some of the Conservatives who've been meeting. The ERG has met. The 1922 committee has met. Peter Bone came out of the 1922 committee, and Peter Bone, the arch Brexiteer and skeptic, he gave Sunak the thumbs up. He said that Sunak's presentation had been very good and very impressive. I think that this Windsor framework will either make or break Rishi Sunak. It could define his career and it will define his career and his premiership, probably in a good way, saving his party even. Otherwise, it's going to unleash the most enormous hostility and further factions, and probably cement the impossibility of devolution ever in Stormont in Northern Ireland. But my hunch is that it's going to sneak through. My hunch is that as long as Boris keeps quiet, it will be nodded through as the best of all possible options. And Jeffrey Donaldson, the worst he has said so far is that we continue to have some concerns. Of course, people have concerns. They've said that they have the legal eagles going through the document with a fine tooth comb, hence the sausages and the alcohol. Rishi Sunak is putting huge stress on the Stormont break. With the Stormont break, the Assembly and people of Northern Ireland are in control, and the phrasing of the agreement ends any sense of a border in the Irish Sea. It cements the union. It's a way for. I think the goodwill shown by Rishi Sunak towards Northern Ireland, towards Europe, stands him in good stead to take on the issue of the union between England and Scotland, and to try and sort out that problem when the next First Minister is finally elected. I think this is a good position. My hunch is that it's positive. It may all unravel by tomorrow, but my hunch is today, given the fact that there's not been any screaming from the rooftops that this is the most dreadful thing since sliced bread, that it might succeed. It might succeed.